So one thing that's really important is I want to prime my skin so that I know everything's going to last all night. But I also want it to be really hydrated looking. So I'm starting out with MAC Strobe Cream. I'm just going to put that all over because this technically is part of the skincare line. So you don't have to worry about it being overly shimmery in certain places. You can just use it as a base over your moisturizer. And now I'm going to be using the Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. I really have enjoyed using this product. At first I wasn't super sure on how to use it because it had really bad reviews, and then I discovered that if I just put it in the areas I really want to prevent creasing, and then cover the pores, you have to work really quickly too, because if it starts to dry while you're still blending it in, it will ball up. But as long as you work quickly and then pat it in, then it works just fine and it keeps everything from creasing. Okay, now my face is ready for foundation. I'm going to be making a little bit of a cocktail here. I'm taking the MAC Studio Waterweight foundation and the Revlon Photo Ready foundation, and I'm just going to mix those up and use my beauty blender. So I actually decided to use my Real Technique sponge, but I think I prefer this over the beauty blender just because of the flat side. It really helps me press the product into my skin, which is what I want to do for something that's going to last all night. Okay, so I went ahead and took care of one eye, and then I zoomed in a little bit so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. I put a piece of tape here and I lined it up with that bottom lash line, and that's just going to help us keep this really sharp. So to start out, I'm taking a flat shader brush and I'm mixing in the Urban Decay Basics palette these two colors right here. And that's Venus and Foxy. And then I'm going to spray it with just some setting spray, just to make sure it's super intense. And then I'm just going to pack that all in the inner corner. I'm going to be covering probably up to here in light shades, so you don't have to be too precise with this. But I'm really just focusing on the outer half, or the inner half rather. Okay, and then we're going to be taking ColourPop Lunch Money. I usually use this as a highlighter, but it's also really nice as eyeshadow. And with this brush already pretty damp, it works well on the shader brush, because typically I have to use this on my fingers. And I'm going all over the center with this. And then I'm going in with MAC Soft Brown and a smaller blending brush. And I'm going to try and keep that on the outer corner, but I am going to bring it in just a little bit. I really want to keep it out here because this is going to be my transition shade. And then with a smudger brush, I'm going in with MAC Saddle. And I want to definitely keep that in the outer corner and then slightly bring it in. Taking a pencil brush and Crave from that Basics palette, you just want to barely tap it. I always forget how pigmented this is. And then we're going to drag that through the crease and then back out into the outer corner. And then I'm going to take that smudger brush one more time. And you can skip this step, but I really like this color. This is Buxom Jetsetter. I'm just going to put that on the smudger brush to kind of blend that out. And then going back in with soft brown in that first blending brush. I'm just going to go back over that whole outer corner and really blend everything. And with the shader brush again, I'm going to go back into Lunch Money and just make sure that this is still really showing that I didn't go over it too much. And then I'm going to take a clean, just blending brush and go over everything. Then I'm taking MAC Nylon, and I did already wet this brush. And I'm going to put this all in the inner corner. And then a little on my brow bone. I'm going to go ahead and do my liner on this side and put on mascara and be right back. Okay, so liner, mascara, and lashes are done. So now I'm going to go in with my concealer, and I'm using the Maybelline Age Rewind. And I used to really hate this, but then I decided if I could use it as a color corrector, I like it a little bit more. So I'm just going to highlight and color correct with it. And then I'm going to use the e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer, and this is in Fair. And I'm just going to use that for my actual concealer. Together. I'm setting just the under eyes with the Rimmel translucent powder, just because I want to make sure that I don't have any kind of creasing at all, and I'm just patting that underneath. Then I'm going in with the Benefit What's Up, and I'm just going to tap that all through here. I don't want like an intense in your face highlight, but I do want a pretty strong glow, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want a shimmer that's going to be bouncing off of my face every time someone takes a picture. So I just want it to look kind of like a glow from within. I'm gonna put that on a Cupid's bow and just the tip of my nose. For bronzer, I'm taking the Lorac Tantalizer. And I'm not contouring, I'm just really lightly warming up the face. This is a pretty shimmery bronzer. And I am just going to put a touch of this on the sides of my nose, just to get a little color. And then taking the Milani bronzer in Soleil, I'm just going to take that in a really big powder brush and just brush it across all the points of my face and down my neck and a little on my chest and ears. It didn't take the clip of my blush, but I used the Buxom Temptation. and the Milani Luminoso. And I just mixed these two together. I love the glow from this, but I love the color from this. And I wanted something really youthful and fresh. So I concentrated the pink on the apples and then just kind of blended Luminoso all over. Okay, to finish up the eyes, I went ahead and ran a black eye kohl in my tight line and my waterline. I'm going to take that same pencil brush that already has a little bit of Crave still on it, and then just dip it into Saddle. I'm just going to run that underneath. And you can smoke this out as much as you want. I'm just connecting the bottom to that wing right now, just to make it really cohesive. And then taking that same smudger, I'm going to go in with soft brown and just blend all of that out. And for the lips, I'm just going to finish off with the Marvelous Moxie in Life of the Party. And that is your completed look.